We chase the dreams that take flight, full whispers on the melody. We mold the moments we create as we journey through the day. Our symphony starts to play. We dance along to the beat, living in a world so sweet. In the shadows, we find our light, dreamers in the night. With every breath, we come alive. In the shadows, we revive. With every breath, we come alive. In the shadows, we revive. Living on these concrete streets, fighting for new beat, dancing on the graves of defeat, singing my life away. Never retreat, I know what it means to lose. Victory's my only muse. I'm always on the path I choose. I know I can't afford to snooze. Drafted high but not always my best. I take pride in who I manifest. Got the power deep inside my chest. With my armor on, I won't digress. I'm committed to the truth. That's my solemn vow. No less than honesty. I'll show you how. When life gets tough and the path seems rough, I'll shake things up. I'm not afraid to be tough. Brace yourself, it's not for the faint of heart. I promise to guide you, to play my part, to lead you to your best day ever. Together we'll be smart. No gloves today. It's time to be real. I'll kick your spiritual ass. It's part of the deal. Ready for transformation. Take my hand, it's ready, don't hesitate. Embrace the growth, it's never too late. We'll find the path toward a better day. With truth as our guide, we'll find our way. So here's my promise, take it to heart. I'm here for you right from the start. For your best day ever, we'll make a chart. Walking tired on this road, lonely, longing One day I open up my eyes and I hope that I can finally see the sky. And even though my day is begun, I can always say this with the voice of all the hope I have left in me. I just want you to see, I just want to be a part of. I know the I'm ready to finally give in to see. Unseen whispers in the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight. With ancient wisdom I'll ignite the flames of truth burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling mist. The future I see, guiding souls like a river to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead with no refrain. Unseen whispers in the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight. With ancient wisdom I'll ignite the flames of truth burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling mist. The future I see, guiding souls like a river to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead with no refrain.
Good morning, my beautiful stars. Happy Monday to you all. Welcome on in, EP Boy. Welcome in, Dragon View. Welcome into all my beautiful people. I hope you had a beautiful and wonderful, restful weekend. Let's get ready for Labor Day coming up. It is Labor Day weekend, guys. We are getting fastly approaching to the end of summer. So as we all begin to end and wind our summers down, just remind yourself to keep yourself ready for what is to come, all that which is, you know, just in the... I know I was on a bit of a soapbox last week. We're going to take myself off the damn soapbox, and we're going to return to doing the readings that we need to do today, and that's what we're here to do. So I'm here to help you find your best day ever. My name is Joshua Bleasy. I am the unknown prophet of Twitch. I do daily tarot readings between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. using my custom-made, homemade deck, the 5 Paths Tarot. I try to help you divine the best possible path for you. I will set your worlds on fire and set your worlds ablaze if I have to, but I will try to guide you all the way back to a positive, more beautiful path going forward. All right, guys, let's see. We got a list started here already, so I probably should get to doing some of the work I came here to do today. And with that, guys, I want to say welcome in, Dragons, your turn, and welcome on in. Please throw me your numbers and your question. If you guys don't remember, please ask, and I will help you. All right, you want to know what Kali has to tell you today? All right, good. Okay, let me clear these cards off for you and see what that deity has to tell you today. So how are we all? Did we all have a good weekend, I hope? You're all getting ready for school to start and things for people to get back to, doing some things in here, at least in America. School is starting up and things are starting to get ready for the learning ahead and stuff like that. Okay, here are your 10 official shuffles there, Dragon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is too many cards for God cards. And 10. And then we got the 40th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 22, 23, 4, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and the 40th card is now on top, and you want to know what they have to tell you today. Okay. So here we go. Alrighty then. Here's what you need to hear for you today, Dragon. So, gotta admit my chair's being a little wonky right now. So if I still adjust my chair a little bit today, don't be too concerned. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit of the download here. So, Dragon, from what I'm feeling from your higher power, from what Kali wants to tell you, from, I don't know how if you say my Kali, but I'm just gonna say Kali because I know that name. But from what they want you to know is now is the time to start to let some of those old bad patterns out of your life that you know you're really willing and able to change in your life. The things that you are willing to manifest and change into doing something different or new, or maybe changing them and their outlook on certain things and stuff like that. You are kind of taking this knife to your life, but you're not just cutting things away from you. You're saying to yourself, yeah, I've got to get rid of these things, but I've got to do it in a nice, easy way, kind of letting them drain out of my life so that they aren't things that I concentrate anymore. Some bad habit maybe, or something that we keep doing to ourselves that we are convinced make us happy, but we know all too well it doesn't make us happy. So we're going to take those things and put them into our compost pile. We're going to let them transform through time, and then we're going to come back to them when we felt like we've dealt with those issues enough. We're going to dig through the decay and find some way to use that as our fertilizer somewhere in the future. Kind of feels like that's what we've been working on right now, is kind of like throwing away the bad, allowing those things to kind of trickle out of your life a little bit. And they want you to keep trying to do some of that, but they also want you to become a little bit more determined with what you are focused on, what your goals are right now, what you seem to be focusing on, the spirituality and the mentalness of it. I think you got your physical pretty much down for now, but you're trying to kind of rehone those mental and spiritual constructs within your brain. And maybe it's time to understand that you have to be a little bit more passionate about the things that drive you forward. The hard path is about overcoming obstacle and learning how to overcome and endure. Allowing yourself to say, I'm not going to let this thing that keeps getting in my way to stop me from moving forward. That's what the hard path is all about. So just kind of take that into consideration with your choices. That might be something you want to consider going forward. Am I being passionate? Am I willing to climb over that thing I'm scared to do or need to do in order to get the more positive result? They want you to know that you are working towards that perfect self that you want to become, that perfectly balanced between magical and mundane. We're going to find that equal playing ground finally between magical and mundane. We're going to find both of those worlds together, and we're going to see ourselves as that combination and coming together as a stage of maturity where both of our sides finally come together, and now we have to understand what that is moving forward. So What do they need from you now more than ever? They need you to share with them your ideas of what you want your future to look like. They want you to kind of convey to them more like your free will understanding of this world. What is it that you really, really want to give to them? As much as they are trying to share back with you, they want you to do the exact same thing you're asking them to do. Please share with us that which you want us to know. That way we can learn to communicate better between us. You and I, we want to start to communicate a little bit better. So we're going to start off by allowing you to get rid of the junk first you don't need so you can hear us better. That you are going to understand that this is going to be hard for you to go through, but it is going to be worth it because it will challenge you in ways that will make you a better person. And you will finally reach that person that you've always wanted to be, that stage of maturity after going through some of that stuff. As long as we can open ourselves up to the ability to start to share. And they're saying they're sending you a lot of auditory cues right now. So I don't know if you've been hearing a lot of auditory kind of stuff in your world right now, but I'm hearing a lot of auditory noises going off in my ear. So I believe that's what he's trying to convey to you is listen, we're trying to tell you something here. Open up that psychic ear. We are trying to speak with you here. We are trying to speak with you. Sometimes we speak through you those emotions on the inside. Sometimes we are speaking through you through signs. Sometimes we are speaking you through this dude right here who's sitting here talking to you, you know? So you have to take what the messages that we're giving you and try to use that as tell us how you want to communicate, and we will try to do better to communicate with you. And that's, I think, his primary message to you. Do you have something else you wanted to ask besides that there, Dragon? Because I feel like there's a secondary question to this. Okay, then. Well, that's what I got for you today. Hopefully that helps you kind of discern where you're at right now. I don't know how much that was on point or something that you need to work on and stuff like that. But I think that what the most conveying feeling I get from that energy is that they like where you're headed. They want you to keep continuing going on the right track that you're on right now, just being more determined with things, and I think you'll be fine. So that's your reading for today, my friend. I hope that helped you in some way, shape, or form. You're welcome, my brother. All right. Now, EP to the reading room. EP to the reading room. How's my Marshall doing today? Whenever you're ready, EP. Good to hear, my brother. I'm doing pretty good. I have to admit it, I should have taken a couple more hours of spoon time this weekend, but I was just, I was on the just having some fun in my computer chair, wasted a lot of time trying, spending a little bit more time than I should have. Other than that, I'm okay. All right, and do you want a general? What do you need to know today, my friend? Let me get the cards going for you. 10 and 9, huh? All right. Yeah. Okay. Let's find out what that's all about, okay, EP? I'm really good with past life stuff because I remember every last one of mine, okay? I remember this lifetime, I remember all the past ones. So when it comes to past life stuff, I'm really connected to that kind of stuff. So let's get going. Good. All right, let me get them in the right spot. Okay, they like it here, so here we go. Here are your 10 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Past life, huh? Ooh, that one almost came out. All right, well, it didn't get to the ground, so. All right, and here are the 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, I know. Right, yeah. So let's figure it out, right? Right, let's figure it out. That's what we're here to do, checking past life and stuff like that. And part of that previous life, okay? So, kind of what I'm feeling from this past life, and the reason the ocean and the lighthouse is so prevalent in your life is because I really believe that there was that on the seaside kind of a life for you. You did live near the sea, near a lighthouse of sorts and stuff like that. From what I'm seeing from your past life, it was a celebration of life. So, as if you were living a very good life, just in the moment kind of stuff, not too much complications, kind of one of those, what we would call an in-between life. It's not necessarily meant to be very impactful on your destiny or in your lifetimes. It's meant to be as a placeholder for you to get ready to do something more challenging in this lifetime, usually. Because usually before they challenge you, they give you that stalemate or that one lifetime in between, usually to kind of balance you out. So let's go back one previous lifetime where you were a little bit more of the aggressor in the world. You were the catalyst of this world. So you were a catalyst. That way you could balance yourself out in the last life, which was a balancing life. So what I'm seeing in there, most of all, was you, and you were a woman in the last life too, and I kind of think that that's why in this lifetime you have some wanting to. You were born the way you were for a certain reason because you wanted to go through that manifesting change, right? So in that last life, it was more of the really feminine lifestyle. I mean, it was extremely prim and proper, do what, all that stuff, kind of stuff. And this is more of the I want to go out there and experience something. You know what I'm saying? So last life was more like follow the rules. This is more like I'm going to challenge the rules. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I'm seeing back. Oh, the one. Okay, let's go. Like I said, 2 lifetimes ago was more of the aggressive. I think you were a man that life. You were a male in that lifetime, and that one felt like kind of like a more aggressive tone, more of a look out for myself tone kind of a stuff. And then after that life ended, we went back to the life that was right before this one, which is the balance life. You understand? So you're in the positive mode now. So negative, balance, positive, or try to reinforce positivity back into your life again. Yeah, basically kind of that kind of a reasoning. Yeah. You were kind of sexist, all that kind of stuff, and now you balanced out in the last life. Now you're more on you're on the masculine side, but more on the feminine lower end now, where you're more of a feminized male figure than you were a straight male, so you've balanced out again. And I'm going to get to the rest of it here because it feels like what you really learned in that last life, the most important lesson for you was how to be true to yourself in that last life and not let anyone tell you how to live your life. But you had a lot of people who I guess, gave you reasons to behave a certain way. Okay, I'm not saying you were abused or anything like that, but a very strict kind of a lifestyle, that kind of thing. Very strict, very, I think I saw it as a very strict, constrictive life, and that's why this life is a little bit more freeing for you in some respects. A lot more choices. Last life was practically no choices. This one is full of choices. You know what I'm saying? So, and then that last life was also kind of tied into your ancestry, your actual ancestry. So it was kind of like something you lived back in the family that you were born into now. You were probably a relative somewhere in the past. I think 3 generations ago, you were at least a member of that Pacific family before. Like if you were to go back to your great, 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 great grandfather or something like that, that could have been who you were at one point. So it is definitely tied into your genealogy as well. That when because part of the thing you're here to do in this life. What about the one you were a man in? You want to know more about that life, or do you want to know more about the life that you actually had right before this? Because that I thought was the question. I just want to know where you want to go from here, because I don't want to get confused on what to tell you here. Because we're talking about the last life, which is what I drew for, then I was just using that as to the reasons why you're living the life you are now, more than anything. Yeah, it was a pretty simple, easy. So if you want to go back to the man life that I'm seeing, right. So like I said, that was where part of your soul learned some of the lessons you needed to learn there, because of the way you did certain things in that lifetime. Some of your soul learned from their mistakes. Some of your soul didn't learn from their mistakes. That's why you came back to live the more calmer, more, I guess, prim and proper life more than anything, if I can say that. And then the guy's life was like a farmer, like, someone who worked in the land, someone who worked with, I see farmer, I see someone who was, just basically had to be tough because that was the time. Man had to be the tough one of the family because it was the only protection they had back then, kind of a deal. That's what I'm kind of feeling from that male life more than anything. Very heavy into the community, but not necessarily a leader of the community. You know what I'm saying? But you wanted to know what this connection with water was, right? You wanted to know why you have such a strong connection with water. Because in a lot of your lives, you lived near water. Your whole soul journey has been about emotion, a different kind of emotion in different kind of phases. We all get to live about like maybe 10 to 15 lives about here on Earth if we want to come back. So let's get back to the ocean part, right? So most of where your soul stems from is that very beginning emotional part. You were born, your first soul in this life was a female, okay? And that kind of sets the tone for most of your life there. But you've always kind of wanted to overcome that feeling within yourself. You wanted to kind of understand, you understood the female perspective, but every life you tried to understand the male perspective a little bit more. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that last life, that your husband was one of those people who went out onto the sea and did a lot of stuff that was on the sea and stuff. And you were kind of the woman who kind of went out and helped, get everything's ready for their journey and stuff like that. And I think that that longing feeling of waiting for your husband to come home, or that longing feeling of waiting for someone to return to you, is what you were feeling from the last life. Honestly, you're feeling that connection between you and your soulmate coming through, and those long distance journeys between. It was a loving relationship. It was, yeah, it was strict, but it was still loving. You know, it was, but I am seeing something involving the sea and the ocean and stuff like that. Right. And but it's understandable though, okay? Because I'm not saying that you didn't have that feeling one of your other lifetimes. I'm just saying that the ocean has your soul's emotional journey has been one of emotion, a strong emotion, in a lot of different emotions, and learning how to overcome those strong emotions. That's what I'm seeing in most of your timelines when you lived here. Learning who you are as a person, always coming back to that. It was always about coming together and knowing who you are by the end of your life, and being very steadfast of who that person was. So every lifetime was a journey of self discovery of sorts. Okay? So this one is all about, in this lifetime, it's all about the family. That's where we were going to get to anyway, because it's all about that family aspect, belonging, being a part of something greater than yourself, being someone who can help that person's journey. You're the person who helps everybody else's journey, because you're an essential cog and part of their lesson, you know? And this emotion has been all about you learning how to deal with those dualistic personalities within yourself, and learning how to not overcome but accept those things within yourself. So as you are becoming Marshall more and more and more every day, and the old part of you is slowly fading away, fading away, your soul is making a transformation while in life. You're basically having you're creating your own new soul. Okay? So you are creating the thing you want in this lifetime, not someone has created it for you. So when we're tying into emotion, it's the deeper well as well. It's not just about emotion. You have to understand it's about destiny, it's about fate, it's about dreams, it's about the deepest, most researches of this universe. It's about understanding that universe. And it's also about understanding self and the emotions that we are going through. And the family aspect of it all was how I belong in each one of those things. Can I transform from this thing to this thing? Like, maybe you were plain and simple to begin with, but more headstrong and more confident by the end of life. Or in this life here, whereas you are starting out as a woman, right? And I know that was a hard thing to understand, but understanding the feelings and emotions that you were born with in this life, coming to terms with both of those energies within ourselves, and deciding for ourselves what our soul actually means now, and how to define our purpose in this life because of what we want to transform ourselves. So you're in a manifestation life, you're manifesting everything, and this emotional thing is more about pride and belief in self and believing in self, overcoming all the other lifetimes. This is your life to say, no, I really am going to show you who I am this time, and I'm not going to be scared about it this time. Whereas a couple of times you went only so far and didn't really overcome that last hurdle. It's about overcoming that last hurdle of saying with definitive, this is who I am, 100% definitive. And then in the next life, you will most likely be a man, if you decide to come back, that is. So, well, you're going to be a man in this life, but you know what I mean. In the next life, you will most likely be male, and it will most likely be a um, reconnection to all the other lives, like my life is right now. It's a reconnect. You know, that's the next life if you decide to come back, maybe. That's still up in the air. But this life has all been about that. Yeah, it's hard. And I understand why you're saying, God, no wonder shit is hard. Well, we all sign a little contract before we come here stating this is about what we'll go through in this life. We all have to say we agree to those terms before we come here. You know what I'm saying? So you did agree to all of this beforehand. Now you just got to go use your free will on top of what you agreed to and get the life that you are saying you wanted to have in the first place. One that challenged your sexuality, one that challenged your outlook on the world. Whereas maybe you were very conservative in other lives, now you're doing the unconservative thing. Like I said, you balance yourself out. Now we go back to the other direction where now we're a little bit more the other way. Yeah, exactly. So, and that's part of the other reason too. Exactly. So your soul has been a pretty selfless soul pretty much the whole way through, except maybe one or two lives of self service here or there, honestly. But the majority of your lifetimes have been about family. And if you think about this one the most, it's about family. But not the family that you were born into, a family of choice this time, not a family that you were born into this time. And that's what I'm seeing for you, EP. I don't know what other questions you have for me other than that, but um, this water thing though, it's because, well, first of all, you were born a female. Let's just get that out of the way. We're born with natural feminine emotions that are stronger than any man's. Let's just get that out of the way and take that out of the equation, okay? Let's talk about the soul now, right? I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm going to get to your reading there, Risky. So I kind of lost my train of thought. Fuck. Yeah. Yeah, it's unpleasant. But the reason but lighthouses and ocean are definitely a part of your last life for sure. That's why you keep believing that. Because there's some lesson you're trying to remind yourself not to repeat in this life. You know? So ask yourself, oh, I was talking about the family aspect. That's what I was thinking about, of that chosen family stuff. That's what this life is really about, that chosen family this time. And it's about the choices that you make and what you choose to call family. That's what I was going to say, and then they reminded me. Don't worry, you'll figure it out. But for the most part, I wish I could tell you were a sailor, but I think you were probably like the one who waited for the sailor to come home, not necessarily a sailor. You could have had that kind of a lifetime, but I'm not really seeing anything really strongly water related in all of your lifetimes, and maybe that's why you're having a water relationship. You're having the water lifetime now, because I see trickles of it, but this is definitely the one that's the more diving into the nitty gritty. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Oops, I accidentally did I? Oh no, I got the right one. EP boy. Now it's Risky's. All right, Risky. Let's throw me your numbers and her question. That's what I got for you today, my brother. So hopefully that helps you. What is your question, Risky? Let me get him in the right spot for you. Okay. You want to know, you want messages from Lilith, got you. And you want to know about this why your romantic relationship feels like it's shifting right now, right? Yeah, let me connect to Lilith here real quick. Yo, you're welcome. Come on, Lilith. Let's go. Where are you? Okay, this is where she said she wants them. Here is your 10 and 33. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You have a 2 God card message for you. I think it's a separate answer from the one you're asking. So this is for question number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 30, 1, 2, 33 card is now on top. Okay. Let's talk about this there, Risky. Lilith has a message for you that I think she wants you and your partner both to hear, but she wants to tell you first, okay? First things first, I know it's been hard to do this a lot in your life, and it may seem difficult now, but it is really time to open up the book and really show her all the pages that are in there. I mean it. It is really time to open up that book and for you both to really read each other's histories here so that you understand each other's histories. Because I don't know if you understand it all completely. Even though you've been together for a while, we are still worried about making that last and final step we need to make. And now that things are getting a little more real and a little bit more concrete and a little bit more in the scary zone of commitment zone, right? Now we're starting to have those I'm not so sure about this feeling, because we're going back into ourselves and we're asking ourselves, how are we sharing our journey together? How are we choosing in one another to share this together? Rather than it be something where we are just coming together to live, we are not just living together, we share each other's journeys. We're going to give each other as much of ourselves as humanly possible. Sorry. That wasn't for effect. What I'm feeling from this situation more than anything, what Lila wants to convey is that you have to find a way to meet the middle of the road here. She's got what she wants to bring into the relationship, her boundaries, what she's acceptable, what she's not acceptable of, and you've got your set of rules and boundaries and other things too. We have to find a way for them to come together so we can both coexist and be that team aspect that I tell a lot of people about there, Risky. Me and my wife, we have something we call magical freedom. It's a power stronger than us. It's powerful enough to cut through destiny, through fate, through time, through even the power of God. We believe in that power because it is the combination of my soul and her soul combined as one. But it's the thing we believe in the most in our marriage is that power and that love that we share for one another. Those are the two most powerful things that we believe in our marriage. But we didn't get there without help. And I kind of feel like you and your significant other have to kind of come back and reevaluate what your rules are for one another and maybe come up with some healthier ways going forward, because I don't think she feels like she can express herself a lot right now, or this other person can really express themselves a lot. They feel like if they express themselves too much, you'll run away, kind of a deal. And you have to let them know it's okay to share that information you need to hear. You know? This is a part of the lesson that the universe is trying to teach you, because maybe this is the lesson that you need to learn how to redo some of those relationship issues and going back to those relationship problems that we had in the past. Let's find a way to manifest them into different new ways. Have I learned the lesson now? Have I paid enough attention to what's gone on in our marriage, in our relationship, that I can say with certainty, I know this person? Or is it time to go back to school and relearn it all over again? Let me see what you just wrote. Exactly. And that's kind of what your Lilith is saying too. But the point of the thing that they're trying to get you to do now is we have to start to look at the brighter side of our lives. What are we doing to add that positivity back into this relationship? What are we doing to create the very sun that shines on the very world we want to have brightened again? So if it's you and her relationship and you're starting off with that couples therapy, which is a great start, that's important for you guys to have that bridge, for somebody to be in between both of you who's neutral. That's the most important part, to have that neutral party so everyone gets their turn to express their feelings and emotions, with that mitigator who can say, wait, let her finish, wait, let's see, how did you feel about that thought, yada, yada, yada. I know that traumatic past is a lot hard for both of you to share, but I think if you both shared it with one another at least, I think a lot of the issues would run away, because then you would have a better understanding of your partner. And seeing that positiveness go back onto that relationship is what Lilith really wants you to do right now, is to find the way to bring that positive light back into the world again. You know? And it's struggling, but it's not over. It's not even in trouble. It's more like we are kind of second guessing here and letting our issues and trauma get in the way here, letting our past define what we want for our future. You're both kind of doing that a lot. Yeah, and I believe your partner needs to do this as well. It can't be a one-way street. You've both got to do it. But you both got to know it's okay to allow that negative to come out too. The only way you get to the positive is if you guys air out that stuff that you're afraid to share with one another. If we know what the problems were in the past, and we know what their triggers are, and we know what sets them off, then we know what to try to mitigate the problems with. My wife is a great example of this, okay? She can be very stubborn at times. She can be very procrastinating at times. She can be very, very bullheaded and strong-willed at times. But I have to understand that she has triggers from her past as well. She suffered from major abuse from her mom, her husband before me, and practically every authority figure in her life. She's a Taurus. She's a bull. So she will either lay in the grass and not move, or she will get up and start to snuff her little wind at you, getting prepared to charge, but never really charge. You know, kind of get you all hot and bothered like she's going to charge at you, and then start to maybe do a light little romp towards you, and then stop dead in the center, getting the stink eye kind of video. You know, and I believe that you guys working through your trauma together will be what really brings you closer together as a couple. I think that's the lesson you guys have yet to learn, is how to release that trauma to that third party and then continue to find a way forward. And I do believe you're on the right track, my friend. And I believe she's on the right track. You're willing to at least do the work. You're both willing to come to the table and say, hey, we know something needs to be fixed here. Let's see if we can get somebody else to help us with this, you know? And then we've got your God cards, Risky. And that's what they're trying to tell you. Oh my God, I can't believe you got these two cards together. Because this is exactly what you need to hear right now. Okay? This is a message from your higher power to you, Risky, so pay a fucking attention. It is time to integrate all the good things of your life. Stop worrying about what isn't working for you. Decide what is working for you. Gather up all those things that are working for you, and everything else that is not working for you is that catalyst that you needed, that you needed. This had to happen. This catalyst moment that you are going through in your life right now needed to happen. You needed to have that little rough patch right here where you know you're looking at life and going, what do I do to reignite myself again? What do I do to reignite this passion within myself again? And we gather up all the good parts of ourselves. And we say to ourselves, you know what? I think it's about time we start to do this thing. And when we put our matchstick down on the ground and we wrap it across that little bit of rough patch and we start to ignite our future onto the path we want ourselves to be on, remind yourself, ignition doesn't happen without the catalyst. You need that catalyst in order to move you forward. So this is a catalyst to ignite your future so that you can bring everything together for once and let that light now shine back onto you throughout your life again. In other words, get us striking. It's time for you to take your power and understand that you have to take some action in your life. Whatever action it is, it's going to be about bringing your good parts together and acknowledging the parts that you want to work on. And even those parts that you know you can't change, accepting them for who and what they are, is definitely a catalyst for you. So it's time to get up off of your ass and stop to be whining and start to put a little bit of that boot under your ass and get up and move again. So basically, you know, enough sitting around. It's time to get to work. You know? So that's what I got for you today, Risky. And that's your message there. You're welcome. All right, Dahlia to the reading room. Dahlia to the reading room. Dahlia Morgan to the reading room. Dahlia Morgan Blackie to the reading room. All right, throw me your numbers and or question. Let me get the card set up for you. Okay. Okay. How many? I'll go back about 2 lives for you. Okay, 2 or 3 lives. Okay. Let me get the cards in the right spot for you, though. Tell you what I need to tell you about your past life. 2 is good enough? Okay. And that's 2 beyond what you're living now. I'll do like I said. I gotta find out where you're at, though, on your journey, your soul's journey. I'm still kind of waiting for a small download here. I'm going to give you 2. I'm just picking it up right now. You're a relatively new soul, too. Okay, they like it here. All right, let's see what we got for you here. 7 and 4. Here we go. Here are your shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got a 2 God card message today, my friend. And 4th card you see it. 4th, right? 7, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Okay, I see. So, Dahlia, let's go back. I'm going to say, so, not this last life, but the life before that. Let's start with that, okay? Let's start with, we'll just call that life number 1. Life number 2 is the one that's next, and life number 3 is the one you're on now, okay? Kind of like I did with the other person here. So, you want to know profession and talent and stuff like that, right? Profession and talent in the last life. I want to make sure I got that right. That's what you want to know. Okay. So, profession. Like I want to reiterate by saying I really believe you're a really new soul. I think you've only been here twice before. I don't think you've lived a lot of the lifetimes yet. You're relatively so the only 2 lives that I'm really seeing are the last 2 lives. I don't think you've lived more than 3 lives so far. First one was definitely more in the country, surrounded by a lot of land and stuff like that. I'm seeing lots of wooded area, lots of like a lumberjack kind of a life, kind of a deal. Someone who worked in the woods, who did a lot of chopping. I'm seeing like a lumberjack kind of a deal for that first life. Is more of that, that hard worker, that, that kind of stuff. So he was kind of a lumberjacker in that life. A lot of like, very determined to get to the end of his goals. And then the last life was more of a female life, and that was more about the being the rock of the family. She was probably like a stay-at-home mom, but she was like the community buzzer. She was the connection maker. She was the one who got people together to talk about community and what we wanted to do in that community. Not a rumor mill. She was actually the person people came to seek help. She wasn't the person who set out the rumor. She was mama of the block. You were like mama of the block. I'm seeing very city in the second life, very kind of city, but not like deep city, like like maybe 20 miles out of the city kind of a deal, close enough to be near the city, but not really. And she was definitely a homemaker, but she really had a knack for cooking and baking. A lot of that stuff. She thought about becoming a chef or something, kind of a cook, but because of her family obligations and her sense of community, she never went out and did for herself. She did a lot for others. The previous life was more about doing for themselves and doing for their own family, not necessarily community at large. More, let's stay within our own bubble. Let's do that kind of stuff. Very hard worker, very gruff, very woodsy, nature-based kind of a person. So that's kind of what I'm seeing with both of us. And like I said, first one was kind of like a lumberjack. Second one was kind of like a housewife or something like that. But they were both very hard-lived lives. They were, like I said, they weren't easy lives by any stretch of the imagination. They're kind of getting the hard ones out of the way first. The one you're on currently is kind of the balancer, that you're trying to balance your life out. You're currently balancing. a lot of people are balancing right now. So in this specific time, you know, where this is the generation of balance. You know, we've been one way for a long time. Now we've got to come back to balance and go the other way for a while so that we can get to the outliers there. It has been mostly about communication with you. Though a lot of the lives that you've been in has been trying to help you hone your communication and your way of being in that center of attention by not being that person who's bossy or stuff like that. Like I said, the first life was about communicating with self and the family and understanding what our family unit meant. Communicating, the second life was more about the community at large and people and other people's lives and helping other people, kind of a deal, and learning how to communicate in a little bit more aggressive way, going from like small mouth to more outspoken kind of a deal. And then the first one was more of a not very outspoken but very internal. You know what I'm saying? So first life was male, second life was female, and I don't know what you're on right now, but female this life. But the primary thing that you've been doing in these last two lives has been walking out of one cage that you were put into, that situations put you in, and learning how to escape that cage and embrace your new freedom. Does that make a lot of sense to you? Especially with this current life being more about owning up to those honest things there, because what I'm feeling from a lot of your life there. Okay, EP, I remember, but you know what I'm telling you, Dahlia, is more as of like we were put into one situation that we weren't sure we knew how to get out of, and then through experience and learning what real convictions and standing up for my own moral compass and blah, 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 XYZ stood for, the free will game of it all, I exited that door of my own free will to embrace new freedom of choice again, a new way of looking at the world again. It's all been about choice and removing yourself from that cage. Do you have ads there, Dahlia? Do you have ads? Ads. Okay, just wanted to make sure that you didn't have any ads there. Are you still with me there, Dahlia? And welcome in, Mob. Male bra. Male bra. Welcome in. Are you... Okay. Okay, so I didn't know if you had ads during that time or not, but I had an ad thing go off, so I wanted to make sure you didn't miss anything. Well, if you didn't have them, you didn't have them. The last thing I wanted to tell you about, though, and thank you very much for the subscription, Jing. I really truly appreciate it. You know, and the last thing I had to tell you about these last couple of lives that you are living right now, that it has been about understanding your potential. You know, learning what your truest potential has been all about. Discovering what that potential is. You know, that's why in this life you're trying to uncover a lot of mystery and a lot of... No, I heard all. Okay, good. Well, I wasn't sure, so I like to be prepared just in case. You know, but that Bud card is all about that potential of a life. Going from one set of circumstances to understanding life better and becoming something new by the end of it. That's what most of your lives have been up to now, as learning what that potential is and how to bring it forth. So that's the lifetime reading there. And then we've got your last two cards, your God cards, which is kind of what we need to work on now. So this is from your gods and what you need to do right now. Extinguish the flames that are no longer serving you any Purpose. EP, can you help me out with this one, please? Please put out the fires that are no longer serving you any purpose. They're not going to help you anymore. They're not going to do for you anymore. Those other feelings that you've moved past aren't going to help you now. The depressive, anxiety filled are not going to help you anymore. We need to stomp those things out and start to find a new way forward. Focus on the one light that's right in front of you instead of all these other little lights you got going on here. It is time to understand yourself, the complete you, the journey of that you. Good. That's what I want to see you say. Okay? Because that's what this lifetime is more about. Owning your fire, owning your purpose. Instead of letting people tell you what your potential is, you deciding what your potential is. You will drown me. Okay, good. You know? But this card is all about reaching that stage of where you have stood the test of time. All of your lifetimes have been preparing you for this turn you're about to make in this life. When you go from not knowing who you are to knowing absolutely who you are and still growing, even though you do know who you are, knowing that there will always be room to learn something different. You know, that water will not go to waste, that will be soaked into your roots so that you can grow even more. So even though you're putting out the fires, that water and that stuff is not going to waste here. And they want you to realize that it's okay to take your time with this stuff. It's okay for you to fight one fire at a time as long as you do it. Yes, of course you can join. You press exclamation point join. You get in the queue. You get a reading. You get a reading. You get a reading. You get a reading. You all get readings. All right, Dahlia, that's what I got for you. Jing, sister. How's my twitchy sister? You know what I need to do before I do anything else here? Throw me your numbers and your question. Yeah, you sure? I got your question. Throw me your numbers. All right, let me do something that I want to do here. I think it might maybe. EP, I just gave you VIP. Getting them in the right spot for you, Jing. Welcome to the VIP crew. You are now amongst my very bright stars. Someone who shows up constantly is a part of my stream. I'm going to have to remove some people who haven't been here for a while now. I don't know if there's a limit to VIPs you can put on the channel or not. Hey, you deserve it. Look at that new VIP badge looking good on you. All right, Jing, let's see what the cards tell you you need to hear today. Oh, okay, here we go. What's coming for you? 10 and 38. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 'll take those two, but that other one that fell on top doesn't count. 9 and 10. 2 God cards again for you. I already know what one says, but 38. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 30 and 8 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 30th card is now on top. And you want a message about stuff coming for you, huh? All right, let's see what the cards have to say is coming for you now. Okay. Well, looks like some good stuff for you. And some stuff we're working through. Jing, the thing that you are understanding now more than ever is this manifestation destiny which you are creating right now. So hold tight to your dreams and your goals for yourself, because it is the card of manifestation. Where I heard the message, everything will be okay under the willow tree, especially when it's in the past, tied to connecting, that everything has worked out the way it's supposed to. Everything going forward from this point will be okay. That you went through the hardest part so you could get to challenging yourself to start living the destiny and the fate you were meant to. And that is what the Willow card is all about. It's about being that person who is flexible but yet stern. To be that person who believes in the dream and manifests the dream into reality. Remember, you know my dream story very well. You've heard it a couple of times now. But you know, it wasn't about the dream. It was all about me believing in the dream enough to pay attention to my own life to say, this is the point where I start to head towards that destiny. Now, just like any other human being, we're going to make our trips and falls along the way. But I knew in my heart of hearts where I was heading, even if I was making mistakes at the time. You know? So know that you are heading the right direction and you're going the right way. You are currently working on getting out of that old bad baggage and letting that go. I know that we have a lot of baggage that we've been holding on to for a long time, and we feel like this has been burdening us. I believe that you've probably recently let this boulder go, or you are about to let this boulder go, because you're tired of carrying the crap around with you. You're tired of carrying all this baggage and ickiness around with you, so you just want to let it go and let it be out of your life. And I know you're getting there. I know you're really, really close to that, but we still have a little bit of that guilt to deal with, don't we, Jing? But there's nothing to feel guilty about. You don't have to feel guilty for what you didn't do. You did enough. You don't have to feel guilty for what you are going to succeed in doing in the future. You don't have to be feeling that guilt within your soul anymore. You do not deserve any more guilt, Jing. You do not deserve any more crap. So let's drop the crap off into the toilet of the universe and flush. That way we can finally get to this place, because you know where you are heading. You are heading to that place in yourself where you finally feel home, Jing. And in order to get that true feeling of home, you must move out the old icky furniture first. You must repaint the walls. You must vacuum the carpets. You must make sure that that home that you wanted to be so bad in the first place, a positive, reaffirming, loving life, you are going back to not any beginning, your choice of a beginning, where you choose to start. You're not going back to the Stone Ages. You're not going back to when you were miserable. You're not going back to even before any of this stuff with Isaac happened. You're going back to the point you said, now is my starting point. Now is the time I build the home I want to have within myself. And I will get rid of the crap I don't want to take into my new home. So that's what this is coming. What's coming for you is that you're going to be going through this and understanding what that means within yourself and bringing that forward into your life. So that's basically what you'll be that's coming for you soon. Okay? And then we got God cards to talk about. And since I already know what one of them is, and it's the same message that they've been trying to convey with you a lot recently, is they need you to return to taking better care of yourself for now. We need to tend to our own fire for a while, make sure our coals are in the right spots, that we're paying attention to the right fire, and we're allowing our fire to be the only focus we need right now, and then claiming our power with what energy we have stored up for that, and deciding for yourself what your future looks like, what you say you want the universe to bend to your will for a change. When you say to the universe, pay attention, universe, you're gonna give me X, Y, Z. They're asking you to leave the junk behind to get that thing. So they want you to tend to yourself and then claim your power. So that's kind of what they want from you more than anything right now, is to return to the tending and healing that you're already doing. And when you find your footing and you can grab onto that one light that you need to grab onto, drive that home. Drive it into your life and manifest that bitch. Because you are capable of this, Jing. More than a lot of people in this universe. You definitely are capable. You just gotta want it. And you know all about the claiming your power. You step up to the universe, you tell it what you want, what you're willing to give up for it, and it's going to give you exactly what you asked for. So you better be willing to walk the walk, talk the talk, and do the do of what you say you just said you wanted to do. So that's all. My only caveat to all of that is, once you say this is the life you want to live, you got to live that life, or the universe will come along and go, oh wait, you think you know it all, when you aren't living that life the way you're supposed to, and it will go, oh wait, you forgot about this, you forgot about this, you forgot about this. And that I call the 2x4 of life. And they won't knock you all the way down to a bottom of the barrel. It'll just knock you on the head long enough for you to go, what the heck are you doing? And I'm trying to help you avoid that shit. You've already had enough of a 2x4 already. You need a break, girl. So I think it's a rebuilding. It's a lot of rebuilding this month. A lot of rebuilding. And healing. Honestly. It's rebuilding and healing. This month is all going to be all about that. Okay. Molly, welcome to the reading room. Welcome to the reading room. Since it is your first time here, let me explain how things work here. Please, first, if you have a question you want me to answer, just ask it as simply as possible so I can understand it. I ask you to choose number here to make you a part of my readings. I ask you to choose your shuffle amount 1 through 10. I ask you to also pick the number 1 through 52. That's where the answers you seek will be in my deck. So I count that many cards out. So if you pick 3, I pick 3. Well, it says you're a new first-time chatter up in here. That's why I didn't know. It said first-time chatter, and I'm like, okay, whenever it says first-time chatter, I try to explain things. So I apologize for mansplaining it to you. Why don't you throw me your numbers into a question if you know how it works here then? It's a little bit different than it was a couple months ago. I'm a little bit more me. I don't know. So when you're very ready, throw me your numbers. I know your question. Or if you want to ask me your question, please do so. I'm going to get the cards going for you. Okay. And what would you like to know? General, or do you have a question? Typing. I'll take a small hit of my tobacco. Do you have a... Okay, good. I got it. Okay, you got it. Do you want some advice about your professional life? Okay, you got it. Here are your 9 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. You have a 1, 2, 3 God card message, and the 20th card is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 28th card is now on top. Blah, 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 blah. And you want... guidance about your professional life. What I'm really feeling from you right now, Molly, I'm just going to call you Molly for this. Is that okay, Molly? Or what would you like me to call you? Male bra? Male bra? I'll try to say that. Male bra? So from what I'm getting from the universe and the guides that I'm sorting it out is that you've always kind of been this person, a very giving person, you know? You've wanted to give back to your community and give back in some way, shape, or form. I kind of feel like a lot of what you want to do is wanting to be that kind of a person who's able to help people. And what I'm seeing the way is helping, different ways of you helping though. An entrepreneur who just does a lot of different little things throughout his lifetime, never one truly exceptional thing. A lot of different things that make you exceptional. Or I'm also seeing that you work a lot with your hands and like to do that detailed kind of work. I don't know if this is machinery work or if this is electronic work, or it's very detailed in like working with your hands and stuff like that. Am I on point with that so far? Helping others and working with our hands? Okay, good. So I was just double checking on that to make sure that I was on point there and making sure I wasn't seeing something different there, because there's like, okay, it's either that. It feels like woodworking. It feels like working with our hands, maybe carpentry, building stuff, that kind of construction kind of a job, kind of a deal. That kind of a career, or one that's more of the like planning of it all, laying it out of it all, getting the diagrams set all, maybe setting up the house to look a certain way, that kind of stuff, designing, that kind of stuff, the internal designing stuff. You know, making sure everything looks just right for when you're showing off a house or something. But it's also very much tied back into what you kind of what you're kind of learning in school right now, or what kind of like has been health area. Yeah, health area. So there's a lot of schooling left you have to go do for whatever this thing is. I would say, or caregiver, like nurse, or that kind of an area. You know, a nurse or some kind of a, I wouldn't quite say doctor, but like a high end nurse or a high end second in command of that kind of a deal. You know what I'm saying? Someone who supports like a doctor or something like that. I could see that one too. The whole point that I'm seeing though is that it's definitely something where you're giving back to others and you're doing it because that's something you want to do as a give back to others. It's something that you kind of are interested in learning anyway. When I see the medical stuff, I see like there's a real draw to the, like I said, it's the nitty gritties of it all. You know, it's the understanding the medicine and stuff, pharmacist, stuff like that kind of stuff, the detailed calculations for medicine and stuff like that. I don't know why, but I keep seeing something with calculating and combining things together. So I don't know if this makes sense to you or not, but something in the area of like you have a project, pull it together, maybe a certain thing that you want to cure or something like that. It's very focused on a specific thing, and I'm not picking it up for whatever reason. But the point of it is that in this career is you do see yourself becoming this kind of profession in the future already. You're just kind of wanting to make sure you're on the right track. And I think if you look at what you've kind of built up in your life so far up to this point, you are generally seeing the big picture of it all and how that could genuinely move your life in a more positive direction and give back to others and give yourself the career that you really want to have, you know? And it feels like the only thing left for you to do is extinguish some of those outliers of that's keeping you away from doing those things. So maybe not so much on the side of extracurriculars, maybe a class extra instead of doing something out there with other people. Because the extinguish card, it's usually right now what you're going through is kind of discerning what you want and don't want, what are the most important things and what you want to do, and you're kind of going through the checklist of here's what matches what I want to do so far. Check off not on my list, check on my list, check not off on my list kind of a deal, so that you can get a better understanding at what your goals actually are. So it's working with your hands is a definite thing, and medicine would definitely fall into that purview. Helping people, working with your hands, doing something very detailed. That's what I'm seeing the most in that area. What area you choose to do it in, whether it be health or other ways, I think it will be that health area. But like I said, I was also feeling some construction-y kind of stuff too, woodworking as well. So I don't know if there's something along those lines, but that's kind of what I'm telling you right now is what you need to hear. And that's what I got for you for as far as the career advice goes. But I do have some God cards for you too there, my friend. And welcome on into the reading room there, Cherry. And we've got the old physical, mental, and spiritual for you today, right? So we're ready for our physical, mental, and spiritual. What we need to work on ourselves right now. Physically, it is time to see past the clouds of the day and understand that we have to break apart our world from feeling like this overwhelming, burdensome life and break through the clouds in a physical way, bring the sunshine and the happiness back into your life again. You are the sun in the sky of this picture. You are not the clouds happening to it. We let depression happen to us, and we can clear that sky anytime we want by simply being more positive in our lives. So, physical, mental, knowing what you have been through up to this point has been a lesson, has been knowledge that you had to gain in order for you to understand what it is you are destined to do. You have gained the right kind of knowledge. Now you must understand why you want to do what you are doing, listening to those inner voices of yours and following through. That's what we need you to do on a mental level, is to believe in your own voice and to follow through with that voice. On a spiritual level, we just want you to be more determined with what you actually want to do. We know that there are going to be obstacles in your way. We'll help you with the obstacles, but you still need to go through it to understand it. We can't teach you this stuff metaphysically. This has to be something you learn through experience. So you're going to have to go out there and push yourself a little bit. But once you get to the end of the road and you finally see why it all had to happen the way it did, you will have this restful moment of reflection where you will honestly see it start to all come together to now match that life that you see yourself living in that future. And that's your message from your higher power to you there. That's what I got for you, buddy. Okay. All right, we got Jing in the chat again. Jing, return, Jing. It's your turn again, Jing. Jing to the reading room. Jing to the reading room. Okay. Numbers. What's coming for Jing and love? Just waiting for your numbers, sweetie. I'm doing good today, Cherry. Thank you for asking. Welcome in, by the way, and I will explain everything how it works here with my readings, but sit back, relax, enjoy the readings until it's your turn. I will ask you to choose some numbers and ask me a question if you have one today. Just for FYI, I'll ask you to pick your shuffle amount, 1 through 10. I'll ask you to pick your answer amount, 1 through 52. But you can all worry about that when we get to your turn here in a couple of readings here. I make sure I get to everybody, so don't worry about it. Just be here when I call your name out. And they're in the right spot for you, Jing. So here we go with your 4 shuffles. And you want to know what's coming for you in love. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 13th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and the 13th card. What's coming for Jing in love? So, what is coming for Jing? Okay. So what is coming for the great Jing, huh? So Jing, in this new expression of love that you want coming for yourself. First of all, the thing that's going to happen coming for you in love is now that you understand the big picture of the whole world that you just got out of, we have to come to some resolution within that first. We understand why this is our example. Now we must put out that fire completely. I know that you're still working on putting out that fire completely, but you're well on your way towards snuffing it all the way out. Because there is no more contact, there is no more worrying about that. So now we're preparing ourselves for the new kind of love. But we're still understanding a little bit more about what was underneath the surface of that old relationship. And now we have to understand what we have to bring to the surface to get what we want. You know? So now that you understand what hasn't worked, now you do understand what will work. So you saw the rose-colored glasses came off. You saw the kind of person that they were. You understood what part of why they did the things that they do and why they did what they did with you. You now know that, so now you're making better choices. You're choosing to move out of that ugly old cage into a realm of new, beautiful possibilities. So you're basically getting yourself ready for love and getting yourself ready for and finishing up the healing that you're doing. So I think you need at least a solid month of self-care. And after that, I think you just got to gather up the confidence again and get out there and start looking for that love who is going to connecting. What about that Brian person? Is he still in your life? Because I'm feeling something for that guy too. Is Brian still a part of it? Because I'm feeling something for that. Yours. Isn't there a Brian in your life? Is there a Brian in your life? Okay, let's go with there, because maybe I'm getting a new name here. It's a B name. Yeah, Brian. I don't know if that's someone you know. Okay, I'm picking up something for you, Jing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. With love coming your way. Yeah, and I don't know what it is about this person. I don't think they've shown up in your life yet, honestly. And it might not be Brian's, might not be his name, but it's definitely a B sounding name. And he's kind, he's thoughtful, he really likes to understand people. He has one of these infectious laughing kind of ways of bringing out the joy in you. And he is definitely something you need to help you with that again, to finding pure joy of life again. And that's where the love will grow from. It's learning how to re-embrace the joy again and seeing that person in you. Now, whether it's a Brian name or not, I'm not sure, but I don't know why I keep hearing a Brian in my, every time you ask me about a secondary love. So, is there, and there's no one named Brian in your life at all? Let's see. Oh. Well, is he still there or is he still trying? Because I don't know. There might be something there. You want to at least see what's going on, because I don't know if they're quite done with you yet, Jing. And I don't know if this is something that's coming for you or what, but yeah. Well, and I think they've done some healing since then, and and something has changed in their life that really moved them into a different, new direction. You were kind of waiting for them to kind of grow up a little bit. They grew up. Was Brian kind of the aloof guy who never really took life seriously kind of a guy? Who always kind of, you know... Okay, we'll see you if we see you there. But anyway, something's definitely coming with another guy in about 2 to 3 months, for sure. I think he's changed his ways. I think he got hurt bad. I mean, really bad. And he had to go back and question everything. Well, I'm not saying it's him per se. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing in my head there. I'm just seeing a B name. It could be him. It could not be him. It just feels like a genuine connection. That's all. That's my advice for you, Jing. That's what I got. I can only tell you what I can tell you. You got to decide the rest on your own there, sweetheart. But I do believe that there's another guy coming through. Whether it's that guy or not, there's definitely somebody else on their way. But I do feel you need to finish up the healing that you had from Isaac first, honestly. And I don't think you'll find him for at least a month. At least 1 month. Of course, you know the rules, Jing. You also subscribed today, so you get 4 today for the subscription as well. You know you can rejoin the queue. Three readings, and you can actually have 4 today if you want, Jing, okay? Because of the subscription. Yeah, let's see what they have to show you there, bud. I gotta clear off these cards to find out what they're gonna tell you here. So pause onto your reading. What exactly do the higher powers want me to do with your shadow self? Should I turn it into art, music, or drawings, or poetry? That's a good question. Okay, they say ready. Here we go with your 9 shuffle pause. 1, 2, highlight, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, you got a God card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Shadow self, huh? It's an interesting question on what to do with that energies. And I can definitely speak to this question because I've used in pretty much any medium I have ever done in my life. This has been the one thing in my life there, pause, that I can honestly say has helped me the most in my journey. Is this question here. My art, the things that I've created from my emotional center, is definitely something that we connect on a level like no other people would understand. You have a very creative soul, and you have a lot of creative talents within yourself. So I pose to you this. Why can't you combine them? Why can't you make a poem that you paint and make a piece of music to it? You're that creative, you could do something like that. You know how to do certain things I don't even know how to do. That you're that creative in certain respects that you could be able to make this out. You could make yourself a mini movie if you wanted to. You know? And A lot of your talents that I'm seeing go back to that communication center of yours, you know, about the shadow self that you want to communicate, right? So today it's painting. You painted out today because today is the day you felt like painting it out. Today is the day I just want to listen to my music and vibe out. I don't want to make anything with my hands. I just want to take it in and maybe use that as some experiential knowledge or something that hits me home to get me all fired up to want to go do the painting or the poetry. Hell, I'm going to write my poetry while listening to the song and writing my emotions down on the page, trying to match the music to what I'm writing, even if it's a little bit more on the copycat way, but it's more as a tool for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but I am feeling a heavy art kind of a thing with you though, very artistic, like in like painting or drawing kind of a thing. So I kind of think that would be a great place to start with you. Pause, and then communicating that through your drawings and paintings and using the other things to help add to it. You know what I'm saying? Because I always paint to some music, or when I have a certain emotion that I want to put into a painting, I find something that makes me feel like that and I play it on nauseum until I'm done with the painting. You know? But I want you to think about what you want to show the world. Are you trying to show the world a lot of little pieces coming together to make something beautiful? Are you trying to show the thing that is behind all of the little pieces? Like my reflection card shows you. Are you trying to show them what you are inside and the reflection of what you feel on the inside? Are you trying to show them and teach them a lesson through your art? Right? So, how does that best reflect what you are showing, right? And I would go with what you feel in the moment, but do it in celebration of it. It's something that you definitely feel like when you do it, it helps relieve that pressure. It helps relieve that burden. It definitely feels like it is time to celebrate the gifts that you do have. Put them all in the pot and see what mixes well together and then do something with that. That's what the celebration card is about. It's about gathering the right things together, putting them in the pot, starting the cauldron to boil, and then having other people give you suggestions on what to do. AKA, the way I like to paint is I'm a very Picasso slash Van Gogh-ish kind of a creative painter. I do a lot of acrylics. I do a lot of impressionism and expressionism as well. More expressionism than anything. You know, I'm an expressionist. You know, and you have to find the three things that matter to you the most and use them in your craft. So, art is definitely one of them. I would definitely let that be in your wheelhouse. Showing people what they need to see, like a reflection on the world, not so much a reflection on myself, feels more like your kink. Okay? And then showing it in a way that they could celebrate that thing but still think about it. You know what I'm saying? A celebration of doing it in a positive light but still being provocative enough, kind of like a political cartoon would do, you know? It's meant to be funny, but it's very serious at the same time, kind of a deal. Right? And those three things that you can utilize to put into the ground to create the kind of art you want. What is going to help you grow as an artist and stuff like that. Yeah, the dirt card is all about planting the new seeds into the ground. So maybe there are a couple of tools that you haven't been using recently that you should bring back into yourself again. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, write a poem with music and then try to go paint that poem with that music. You know what I'm saying? So you're combining a couple of the seeds together to grow new ideas. That's what I have for you. And I think that's what your higher self is really trying to tell you to do, to to express yourself through that. That's my suggestion for you. And then I've got your secondary message from your gods, pause, which is hey, you know what they want you to do more than everything? Just do it. Just don't question it. Just do it. Do what you know in your heart is the right thing to do. Walk the walk, talk the talk, and do the do. Come out of your labor process and actually be the person you say you want yourself to be. That means you have to own up to your path and own up to what you know you're capable of doing. They're pointing that out to you because they're trying to say to you, guess what time it is, buddy? Guess what time it is? Oh, let me check my clock. Oh, it's pause o'clock. Oh, time for him to go off. Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're talking, I mean, and your shadow self, I've seen shadow cells. Yours isn't as dark as some shadow cells are. You have one, yeah, but I think it's kind of one of those dig deep situations where someone would have to dig pretty deep to find it. You'll have to let me know if I'm right or wrong on that one, though. You're welcome. I hope that helped you today. Crypto to the reading room. Crypto to the reading room. Crypto to the reading room. You know, yeah. It's just kind of like I said, I'm a, you, I mean, you can, and I also do a fair amount of realism sometimes too. I do a mixture of a lot of, I'm a very eclectic painter. I don't just paint, I have, most of my art is expressionism, but I do like some landscapes once in a while, some very, cool. If you guys ever want me to show off my art someday, just let me know. I'll bring it up on you for you guys to look at it, and we can all just have a viewing party of my art. If you guys ever want to have an art showing party today, someday, okay? Crypto, your 3-minute timer starts now. Alexa, 3 minutes.
3 minutes, starting now.
I'm going to go see if I can find something to smoke real quick. I'll be right back.
See the start of where we begin. I see, I see, I see. I just wanna be a part of. I know the days we're gonna start up. I see you'll be a part of. I see all that we could dream of. I see, hopefully we'll be there in a moment. I can only see. I see that we could be. I hope you finally see me. So it's time to finally walk past smile and give it my best. So I'll trust that little soul in me, and maybe now I'll finally be free. I can't ask to open up again. I'll break my heart and then it'll start all over again. What do I do, my friend? I see, I just wanna be a part of. I know the days we're gonna start So it's time to finally walk past, smile and give it my best soul. I'll trust that little soul in me, and maybe now I'll finally be free. I can't ask to open up again. I'll break my heart and then it'll start over again. What do I do, my friend? I see, I just wanna be a part of. I know that days we're gonna start up. I see, you'll be a part of. I see, all that we could dream of.
Dun 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 Ando sa do di, ando sa da do i da do da di. And I'm back. Thank you guys. I just had to go to the restroom real quick too. Oh, are you here, Crypto? Okay, and I'm closing the queue down as of right now. because I'm going to have a lot of people to get through. All right, good. I wanted to make sure you were here before before I end stream today. So I only got 5 left. Maybe I'll reopen the queue a little bit later, but Brian's thoughts of you right now. Okay. You want to know what Brian thinks of you, huh? Okay. Let's see what they have to tell you here. All right, here are your 10 official shuffles, Crypto. 1, 2, 3. Too many. 4, 5. God card. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1 God card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, and the 43rd card is now on top. What is Brian thinking of you, huh? Wow, that's a lot of information. Crypto, it's been one of those days where lots of, you got all major arcana cards here, so, except for the Destiny card. So, first thing first, he believes that your path does not define who you are. Do you have ads, Crypto? If you have ads, say ads. If you don't have ads, just say no ad. Okay. So, those are the butts that I'm going to strip later. So, one of the things you have to realize is that they do view you as a person who's overcome the worst of their problems most of the times, but you are trying to create a future for yourself. You're trying to create a destiny, something that you want to manifest into being, right? So they see you as a person who's trying to make their life be what they see in their head. He sees you as a person who is trying to find that home within themselves, discovering what all of that means within that person, discovering who they are as a person, coming to terms with that, and being okay with that. So on your way to knowing who you are, and also seeing you as this free-spirited person who doesn't have a lot of direction in the places that they're going sometimes. Wandering spirit, not really a person of focus, a person who jumps around a lot and doesn't really have a lot of focus, especially when it's in the future. It means, or in this specific part of the card of how he feels about you, the 3 major things he feels is that whatever damage has been done to you, you're working through and trying to overcome that. You're trying to find a new you and become that new person, and that you are not being really caring about those feelings and thoughts and what's going on and not going on in your life right now. He sees you as a person who he's trying to discover again, Right. He's trying to see you as the beautiful flower, not the ugly old weed where the last place saw you as the weed. We are now trying to see the benefit of you. You know what I'm saying? So, discovering the good and the bad of you, but ultimately appreciating you for who you are as a person, seeing the person that you were really born to be. It's a I see you card, basically. knowing that he hasn't quite chosen whether to uproot you because he thinks you're a weed or to pick you because you're the beautiful flower yet. So he's still on the edge of that there. He's still in that indecision. I'm not quite sure yet. But he does see you as a person. At least this is how he sees you. And then we've got your God cards too. God card. Which is the last and final thing he sees is that you are a resilient person who has a lot of battle scars. But it's made you a stronger person for it. And that you need to be resilient too. To remind yourself that that last job was you building up your shield so that you could be protected in the future. Now I have to wear that shield on our sleeve and make sure it protects us from all the things we don't want. Yeah, I know. But we had to go back and we had to hammer all those dents out so we can make our shield stronger. So that's kind of what I'm saying there. You see my list, right, Crypto? So as long as it's not a redraw of cards, sure. What question? I'll try to answer it with my intuition. As long as you ask me right now. Okay. Well, I think he saw it. I think he saw it, but I don't know if he's decided how to respond to it. How about that? I don't think he's quite decided how to respond to it yet. That's why I think you haven't heard back from him yet. Right. So, since it's a business thing, maybe you should go through a different channel than you're going through. Because I don't think he's getting the communication the way he's supposed to. Did you email this to him or something like that? Yeah, I think you need to redo that. I think you need to follow it up with an email or a text message or something like that. I don't think he got the message. Yeah, and I don't know if he's read. He's got a lot of emails to sort through and he might have missed one kind of a deal. I don't know, or something like that. I don't think, I think if he saw it, but didn't really open it up to see what it said. You know? And he's got a lot of things to go through on his list. So, you know, that makes a little fair amount of sense. He's a busy guy. His job's very, very taxing. Otherwise, I think it's time to just kind of... yeah, I'd resubmit it and just make sure that it got sent out. Make sure the email's right and stuff like that. Because I don't know if it's a miscommunication or just I would try to bring it back up with him one more time. Did you get my email? Blah, 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 blah. Try calling him, not emailing him. Okay? All right. Okay. Cherry. Chantu Cherry. To the reading room. Chantu Cherry to the reading room. Cherry to the reading room. Cherry to the reading room. Okay, here we go. Here's my number 5. Advice for work career. Okay, I need one more number. 1 through 52. I got the 5 for the shuffle. What's your 1 through 52 number? $12. You got it. Okay, and you want career work advice. You got it. Oh, Jing, if you're still here and you want a reading, just say so. Because I did... oh, wait, you're already in the queue. Never mind. Getting the cards in the right spot for you, Cherry. I'm just going to call you Cherry for this. That's easy. The easiest word I can pick out of that. Chant. Us, Cherry. Use Cherry. All right, Cherry. All right, let me see if I can get this in the right spot for you. Give me the right career advice for Cherry today. All right, they're in the right spot for you. Here we go with your 5 official shuffles for today. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the 12th card is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And the 12th card is now on top there for you. All right, let's see what they have to tell you about those career. Why am I getting conflicting messages from you? I'm talking to my guys, so it's like, don't conflict me. Okay. I get it. Okay. So, Cherry, the thing I'm feeling from you is that I think you have yet to discover something about yourself that you're kind of working through right now. Part of the things that you love to do are the things that drive you the most. I'm feeling more than anything, it feels like programming or detailed computer work, artistry in that respect, like designing and creating animated scenes or creating like movie trailer kind of stuff or production assistant kind of stuff or the back room kind of stuff of TV basically. And I don't know if this is something that you've been thinking about recently, because I kind of feel photography and film is definitely something that you're interested in there. Artist, okay. And I kind of feel like right now you're kind of deciding what kind of artist you want to be. Do you want to be a ballerina / painter / actor, actress / whatever kind of a deal? And you're kind of deciding which tools you want to bring forward. Because the Stoke card is all about you getting rid of the things that aren't serving you any purpose, that have no more oomph in your life anymore. So we're getting rid of the things that don't really go, that doesn't really feel like me anymore. But I'm going to start to give more stock to the things that I'm believing in. So definitely with the art is definitely a definite thing. But I'm feeling like you're kind of getting an idea of how you want to use that artistry and what field you want to take that artistry into. And the 3 things that I see you doing very well in is actor, kind of production kind of stuff in the background, or something where you're creating scenes or that kind of stuff. Like you're setting up scenes for something to be filmed, something like that, you know? Or interior design or something like that, where you would design something to present it to people to come view. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this makes sense. Even an actual artist might make sense to you, you know? But you know, it's kind of like you want it to be a career, not just a hobby, like most of us artists are. We all, very rarely, a lot of us get discovered. I'm one of those things that didn't exactly get discovered in this world. I tried to be my best painter self I could be, but no one ever really noticed me. But I think through your art and discovering this part that you're kind of currently working on, I think you're kind of tailoring it more towards from what I'm seeing in your cards here, is that the thing you're trying to get around the most is, how do I want to use this? And why do I want to use it, is what the thinking you're having right now is. And deciding if you can be, or do you want to be the artist that points out the uglies of the world, or do you want to be the kind of artist who just shows the beautiful side of the world? Or do you want to do both at the same time? Show the ugly, beautiful nature. You know, it may look ugly, but it's actually beautiful if you look at it in the right way. Just like we all can look at a certain painting, and if you look at it the right way, it can be a very transformative, beautiful picture for you. So I believe that your artistry will definitely be showing out who you are as a person, the insides and outsides of you. So But I don't think you necessarily have to have a plan at this point. I think it's experimenting time. I think it's time for you to go experiment and try some things out just to try them. Just to try to see, okay, let me give myself a task. Is there something I can go do where I can internship on this specific thing to see if I like it or not? Is there a class that drives me more towards that thing, but it gives more of the real life experience to it? You know, it feels like you need that real life experience that you have yet to really gain to really define how you want to use this gift of yours. And I think that's what's got you. I'm not quite sure I want to do with it kind of a stuff. And it's okay. Maybe for right now, all you have to do is let the universe carry you where it's going to carry you. The wandering path is all about you getting into that mode where you don't have a plan. You don't need to have a course. You don't even have to have a time for it. You're just going to walk one day at a time. One day, I go smoke. Okay. Come on back when you're done. You're ready there. Exactly. So that's basically now that it's just time to take them and go experience those things and give yourself the experience to help you decide that, because I really feel that you need that in order to make a better decision. Like the free will game of it all is saying, I need you to go experience a couple of different things first before deciding a career path. But I definitely feel it's art related. It's definitely art related. Whatever it is, some way you're going to be using that art. So that's what I see for you there, Cherry. And I didn't have any God cards or anything else for you today, so. But it's definitely an expressionism of who you are as a person. I can definitely see that. So whatever you're doing, it's that kind of self. So I just remember to make it realistic so that you can accomplish it and keep yourself understanding that the thing you are deciding to do is a very tough thing to get into. I don't know exactly what it is you're thinking right now, but it is a very tough thing to get your niche into the world of that thingy. So give yourself the right kind of motivation and just keep plugging at it until you feel that you've done what you need to do with it. Then let the universe decide whether or not they want to take it in or not. Because that's how real art, the real true artists of this world are found, by that natural progression. And it's that one person who sees something in you you didn't see in yourself. And that's when you explode as an artist. So that's what I got for you. Bruh, Mally, bruh, Mally, bruh. To the reading room, to the reading room. I'm going to have a puff here. All right, give me your numbers and your question, bro. And if you need a reminder of what that all means, let me know. Sure. What are your numbers? Okay. Oh, I'm glad I closed the queue down when I did. Getting them in the right spot for you there, Molly. I'm just going to call you Bra. Bra! Is that okay for this one? Bra? Or do you want Malibu or something? All right. Still waiting for them to tell me they're in the right spot. Okay. Here we go. Your 9 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. No God cards. 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Professional. Professional opportunities. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So this might be a little bit surprising to you, but did you ever stop to think that the opportunities that are being presented to you right now don't seem to have a very cohesive plan to it for some reason? I mean, it seems like things are on purposely not planning everything out for you in a very professional way. Like a go as you flow kind of a thing. What I'm feeling for you more than anything in these opportunities professionally for you is that it's time to kind of let the universe kind of carry you a little bit with some of the tools you've already gained. I'm feeling like I see calculations, I see numbers, I see ones and zeros, I'm seeing programming of some sort. I don't know if this makes sense to you. Some kind of a I wouldn't say computer programming, more like maybe accountant slash number person, dealing with a lot of numbers. Stock trading, stuff like that. Does this make sense to you? Like you have your hand on the beat of the world, like you know patterns, and you know you're a very good pattern looking for patterns and seeking out patterns and stuff like that and finding the right kind of solutions to patterns. You're a problem solver, definitely. Yeah, I don't know if um like I said, I'm seeing something with numbers. I don't know if that's like a job within a job, not necessarily dealing with numbers per se, but it's more like calculations. Like like analysis. Like you know how to analyze certain things. If it doesn't mean anything to you, okay, then I can move on from that. But it's definitely something that you have yet to share with the world. It's a hidden talent you haven't really developed yet. And maybe that's what I'm feeling, is a hidden talent with something that you really haven't thought about for a while. Because it feels like something you used to do a lot of and used to be very good at conveying those kind of message. You were the person who would convey the right kind of things in between certain people as well. So it's drawing back to that laid back, sharing things and expressing my view on how I see certain things. You're very just good at picking out the right kinds of things to fit those holes. Like, I present you with a solution. You're good about finding the solution to that problem, helping me solve that problem and moving forward in whatever I'm doing. That's the kind of job I see you doing the most of, is finding out the right kind of things to fit the hole. And I'm really having a hard time picking out a profession because I don't think I've done this profession. That's why I don't really know a lot about it. But it's definitely something that you've been kind of... It kind of hits that defensive button of you. Like, whenever this subject gets brought up, you kind of get defensive a lot. And I kind of feel like that the reason you're so defensive is because you don't think it's a positive, but it is a positive in your life kind of a deal. So you're kind of putting out the daggers to what you actually want to do kind of a deal sometimes. Scared of that boundary that you're afraid to cross kind of a deal. So it's like that. The thing that kind of scares you, that you know you should be capable of doing, but not believing in yourself that you are capable of doing it. It's believing in yourself and taking down the boundaries that stop you from the actual growth you need to do. You know? So a lot of this preconceived notion stuff has to go away. But those are what I'm seeing for something in profession, you know, kind of a deal. And if that's not, I'm feeling like some of this isn't resonating with you as well. But I think there were some key things that did resonate with you. Not everything resonated, but there were some very key points that I think that you can draw from that, your own conclusions of it. And I wish I had a better answer for you, but that's what I'm feeling and seeing for you. So if that's, like I said, hopefully that helps you out to find that a little bit better for you. But the one thing that I'm seeing professionally for you is definitely problem solver of some kind. So definitely something like that. Detective, someone who would want to find the truth out about something. Reporter, something like that, you know. Scientist, someone who wants to show the world something, you know, that kind of thing. So, Jing to the reading room. Jing to the reading room. You're welcome. Jing, I know you went out for a smoke. Hopefully you're back from your smoke already. You're next, Master. And if she takes a while, then we'll do you first. So I'm going to give you a 3-minute timer, Jing. Jing, 3-minute timer, but I'll put you to the last person on the list if you come back, okay? So, Master, get your numbers and stuff ready. Alexa, 3-minute timer. Alexa, 3-minute timer.
3 minutes, starting now.
So I'm giving you a 3-minute timer, but I'll put you on the last of the list, Jing, so you do get your reading, okay? Just going to move you. So, it's been a busy day today, I'll tell you that. I've been going since I started today. It's been one of those days. Hoofty. Two minutes, Jing, and then I'm moving you. I guess I'll have a little bit more of my tobacco while I wait. Alright, I need to cool down. For all of those who don't know, it's hot and muggy as hell as shit today. Oh, God, that feels good. That's why I keep water on the side, just in case. I might start drinking more water than coffee now. Save the coffee for the wife. I think that's what I'll do. All right, Jing, 1 minute. Get your numbers ready, Master. Oh, I'm ready. Alexa, cancel timer. All right,
Email
Master.
channel cancelled.
Moving you to front of the list. Master to the reading room. Master to the reading room. Master Trooper to the reading room. All right. You have an exam tomorrow and you want to know how it's going to go? Okay. Let me get the cards ready for you. Okay, here are your 3 official shuffles, Master. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and the 18th card, and this is about how your exam will go tomorrow. Okay. That's good to hear. So, things to keep in mind during this examination as well, okay? First of all, I believe that you are going to bring all of what you've learned together with your experience, and you're going to be able to take this test with at least the knowledge that you have wanted to have up to this point. You've gained the right kind of knowledge. You're bringing your logical side and emotional side together, understanding about what you've learned and understanding how to present it when you go out to take that exam. So remind yourself to use your good study habits along with what you've been taught, to go back to your notes and reread your notes again. And if you didn't go back and reread your notes, you need to go through that book that you've been studying in and put down some important key notes for yourself, because I believe that you're missing a couple of things you know that you're having trouble with on that you're going to have trouble with on the test. I know you can go back and re-look at those things again. I want you to realize that you've learned everything that you can have learned up to this point to take this test okay. Everything is going to turn out the way it's supposed to turn out. I think you're going to get the desired result, that you're going to get a passing to better passing grade tomorrow, because you have the home card. That means you have everything that you want together in your world be exactly the way you see it in your head, living the life you've always wanted to live, able to move forward from that place and go and learn even more. So passing this exam and being able to go out and learn more and bringing it back into your home, knowing that everything is going to turn out okay, everything will be just fine the way it is supposed to be. You have to understand that you have to believe that you manifest your own destiny there. So I think you need maybe like a 3-hour study time. Then I want you to go take a nice break away from study, go do something fun, go do something to get yourself more relaxed and get the pressure taken off of yourself, because you're putting way too much pressure on yourself. Relax. You got this. You're gonna have this taken care of. You've built up the right kind of resilience. You know what you have to hit, the right kind of keys you have to hit. So just remind yourself that your battle scars are your friends here. The things that you have the most trouble with are the things that you will probably do the best in your test, because you will have studied those to nauseam, and now you have to just be okay with that. You've got it covered. You've got exactly what you need for the battle ahead, and you will be able to defend yourself on that test. So that's what I see going for you to tomorrow. So bring those two worlds together. That will help you. Okay? Bring the realism of the world into what you've learned. And I think that you'll be just fine. Did you have any more questions about it? Yeah. I believe if you revise your notes and you just kind of go back to those key points that you were kind of wondering about, I think as long as you go back and restudy those key points, I think that will give you a better than passing grade. I mean, I'm talking like B maybe A minus at the lowest. You're not going to get top grade, but you're going to get better. Not now, no C on this one. At least a B or something. I would say it's better than satisfactory. It's better than just satisfactory. Um, the thing I think you could do a little bit better on is can you there were three subjects that you were having the trouble with, and I'm not sure if I know these ones or not. To get that top grade, what were the three things you were having the most trouble with? It's like the details of those things. Like understanding the details of why those things have to be the way they are. Like whatever you're studying for, let's just say it's math, okay? I'm just using this as an example. Let's say it's math, and we have to know how to describe how to do fractions, okay? And it's explaining how to go from one part of the puzzle to the next part of the puzzle to the next part of the puzzle. So do you remember when you have to go back and you're kind of wondering whether or not it's the how do I get to? Concentrate on the how do I get to the solution. That's going to help you get that top grade because you're going to answer more of the questions in the better detailed version. Because I think there's an essay part of it or something where you have to write something down too. So it's not all multiple choice or something like that, you know. That there might be an addition. You can also ask for extra credit. There might be an extra credit thing you can do too. Like, were you working on a side project that could go with this grade? Like a presentation? Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I think it would be like the fourth part of your test, fourth question. Whatever the fourth question is something you've been having trouble with. So you kind of get an idea of what the exam's going to entail. And it's that, I don't know what it is about the fourth fucking question that you're having some issues with. And I think that's where you need to improve more. So that'd be where you'd want to get you'd want to get 4 out of 5, and then you would get more top grade, like an A. For that's what I'm seeing. Like I said, it has something to do with the more details of how you get to something in that one specific area. Yeah. Oh, well then I guess your score would, if as long as you do the correct study, I can easily see you get like a 7 out of 10. Okay, okay, so then I would say that would be about right then for an A grade. Whatever that is, that would probably be what you need for an A grade. I think if you did the right kind of study and going back into those notes again and rereading the notes, I think just doing that alone will bring your grade up again. Just going back to those key moments, those key top things you want to make sure you include in that. Just remember your top 5, you know, like your top 5 things. That's what I got for you, Master. I would do a like test yourself, like a pre-exam on yourself almost kind of a deal. So, like, if you could have a friend of yours, like a study partner, basically give you a pre-test of the stuff that they know that they want to work on, kind of be each other's study partner. If you have that study partner still available to you, I think it would be good to have that pre-exam kind of a thing. I think that would help you get ready for it enough to get that A you want. Jing to the reading room. Jing to the reading room. Swifty, thank you again for being my longest subscriber for 10 months. You are the GOAT. You're probably my number one subscriber out of all of the people that I have here. You constantly subscribe, and I thank you for that, buddy. I appreciate that so much, man. I'm glad that you enjoy your time here. I really am. You know, it's important to me that people like when they come in here and they feel like there's a connection there, and that, that they get the readings that are helpful to them, or at least advice that's helpful to them, you know? And like I said, I believe your notes are going to help you a lot with this test. I'm really feeling that's the strongest thing I am feeling for you. So, I think I know you got this. I don't think you got this. I know you got this, you know? Jing to the reading room. Jing to the reading room. I'm going to give you a 5-minute timer, Jing. This is it. 5 minutes, Jing. Alexa, 5-minute timer.
5 minutes.
You get
Starting
5
now.
minutes, Jing, to respond, and then I am rating out if you don't respond. But hey, we'll sit here and chat with Swifty Sticks for a bit. I don't mind. I like catching up with my friends. How have things been going for stream for you? I haven't seen you stream for a while. Are you, for the love of God? Give me 1 second. Gotta pick something up real quick. Oops! Fell out of my chair! Oops, my bad. Fuck me. Ouch! That wasn't fun. I'm okay. This is what it means to be disabled, though. Oh, God, that hurt. I'm okay. I'm good. Fuck me. I should have known that was going to happen. Safe. Oh, hoofty. Now I've got to wait for my body to re-equalize. I got a dizzy feeling all of a sudden when I got back up. Jing, you have 3 minutes. Jing, 3 minutes. Whew. I might as well try to see who I want to go say hi to today. I always bug her.
go. You have rolled a 5 on the D12 and a 3 on the D4. So we're going to go with a money, health, wealth, and abundance reading.
Well, I'm going to cancel that down there.
Is the Numerology deck. So we're going to pull one card from Numerology. And if there's any deck
She's not on today.
one card from, this is a fantastic deck to get one card from because of the accompanying book that it comes along with.
Yeah, things are going good though here though, my brother. You know, things have been really positive for me this last month. I'm getting ready. My birthday's coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm excited about that. Pagan Pride is coming up. I'm really, really, really excited about that. I've got to remind myself to make my... I got to do this today. I got to fill my pee jug up so that they can understand what's going on with my body. So I got to do that today. Jing, you have 1 minute. Jing, 1 minute.
The universe will take you exactly where you need to go as long as you don't fight it, right?
So...
Sometimes it's okay to let go and let the universe take over. Sometimes it's going to lead you to
I don't know.
something that pleases, but you got to believe in yourself that you're going to find your way out. I'm glad that it led you here.
I don't know if I should go to Libra or if I should go to The Alien
Don't fight or ignore it.
today. Give someone else a chance to get some love.
Some of y'all,
30 seconds, Jing.
some of y'all are stubborn and you're going to fight anyways, and that's fine. It's fine. Just remember, it's just the harder path. Nothing wrong with the path, it's just the harder path. I'm trying to ride the wave. Well, jump on in, baby, the water's fine. Here we go. Rolling out my shoulders. Calming myself down.
All right.
We're going to go ahead. Put the
Alexa, cancel timer.
deck. When you feel like it's been
Well, guys,
for you,
I really want to stick around for Jing, but I am just done for today. I wish you had been here, Jingy, but I'm getting ready to close out the queue. I'm closing it out now, clearing a queue out for today, and we are done with readings now. Okay, you just came back just in time, Jing, just in time, because I was just about to raid my ass out. So, what are your numbers? Because you were the last holdout for me today. All right, well, let's get to it then. Your last and final reading, or do you need 4 today? We did one for what's coming this month. You want to know what's just coming for this next week? Okay.
accept this into your life and know it to be true. Okay? Just do it. I know you're going to want this. There's no way you couldn't want this.
Just waiting to get them in the right spot, Jing. Okay, here we go with your 3 shuffles. 1, 2, and 3. No God cards for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and the 13th card is for you. Last week, what is coming for you this week? Okay, we kind of saw this coming, but it's going to be good for you to understand and hear, though, Jing, because it is the end of something and the beginning of a new. Just this next week will be important for you to remind yourself that the thing you're overcoming right now is that guilty feeling of what happened between you and your partner of the past, okay? And understanding what those feelings really mean to you and discovering why you don't have to feel like that anymore and getting rid of those thoughts and feelings will be something that you're working on this week. But also, as you're getting rid of those things, you are not just saying, I can't do anything about them, though. I can transform these things into something better for myself. I will concentrate on this good thing about me, 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 but I will recognize some of my bad patterns and I can change and move them into better new things. But I will be the person who uses this thing as catalyst to ignite my future. So as you are getting ready to ignite that future and that ignite card back onto that candle now, that's where we're going to be putting else. Yes, you can also ask me something anytime you want there, Jing. Go ahead before I finish, or do you want me to finish first? Well, that's called a premonitional dream. What happens if you dream of someone in your dreams that hurt a lot and crying towards you, and in real life does happen? What does it mean though? It mean okay, so we all travel on. Let me let me explain something to you, and I'll try to explain it the best way I can. Okay, the universe is not like this. It is not just a square of something that exists here, okay? This is not just the universe. The universe does not exist just like this, okay? So, your dream is in here somewhere. And what we do is we are folding that dream in on it itself, right? So we have 4 different dreams happening all at the same time. The multiverse of Jing here, you saw the closest version to the life you are living right now, only maybe moments or seconds or just a little bit ahead of you, because on side B is like a day in the future. On the other side A, it's one day in the past, and then what you live in the present, and then you bring it back out to the center, and then you got this little crescendo spot. So time kind of goes like this. Oh, I found a new hole to get through. Now I'm bleeding through to your life, and you see that in your head. And I get this stuff too. It just means that sometimes it can mean that it's a signpost for where you're at on your destiny. So when we see something like that happen, when we dream of something happening and then it happens, it's a signpost telling us, okay, now you know where you're at on your journey. Here's where a turning point is. Okay? So that's usually what it means. It's a turning point for you. Since you saw that happen, now what do you do now that you knew that was real? So maybe you have a little bit of premonitional, and you do have a slight premonitional intuition about you, Jing. That's why you knew what was coming a long time before you wanted to know it was coming sometimes. And sometimes you're scarily accurate about certain things. Well, that's the exist card that I was going to get to. It's you deciding a new you. You know, this old you version of who you used to be. But that happens to be the person. Does it come true? No, not necessarily. It's a possibility. You're seeing the possible outcome of a possible future. I see like about 1,000 different versions of that in my head at a time. Your timeline begins to split off the second you make a choice. When you make that choice, I mean, came true. It came true. Well, if it came true, then you've already surpassed that moment in time, and you don't need to worry about it anymore. It already happened, so there was nothing you could have done to stop it. It was just like I said. You're on the right track, or here's where you take a turn to decide to do something different. Was the crying man Isaac? I mean, just for reference. So if let's say you saw Isaac crying in the future, and then you're wondering if you'll see it come true. It's a soulmate connection. Yeah, it could be that as well. But there's still, but you know that he's not your soulmate, right? Isaac is not your soulmate. He's a twin flame, but not a soulmate. Yeah, it already came true. So there's nothing to worry about anymore. It's already happened. So it was basically a warning that something like that was coming. Basically, that's all it was. Just a warning to maybe prepare you that you knew something was like this was coming. You know? Sometimes that's what your guides try to do. They try to communicate important events that could affect you. Knowing it's on its way sometimes can help you prepare for an event. Indigo, I am done with readings. I'm finishing off right now with Jing's last reading. So, what? All right. Indigo, I'll take you. Because I'm a nice guy. What are your numbers if you're still here? I'm not opening a list. Give me your numbers. Give me your question. I'll do you last. Do something nice for someone today. That's my only thing. Are you sure? I'm right here. I'm willing to do it for you. I wouldn't have said it unless it was. It's up to you. Last and final chance to say you want it. Otherwise, I'm going to rate out and I'm not going to feel bad about it. Okay. Something told me to take you, so I'm taking you. Okay. I got them. Clearing the cards off for you, Indigo, okay? Hey, you can thank my spirit guides for that. They said take this person. I said, okay, I do what my spirit guides tell me to. You know that little sign? You go to any place that has this little sign, I have it hanging up. I do whatever my Rice Krispies tell me to. I do whatever my guides tell me to. At least most of it. I am human, however. You're making a big mistake. The most uttered words in the human thing. Here we go with your 5 official shuffles. Let's say if this is a huge mistake here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. No God cards, so a straightforward answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and the 12th card is now on top. I'm putting these cards in the pouch because I don't need them anymore. And then the last and final reading of the day. Oof. Okay. Here we go, my friend. Are you making a big mistake? You've thought about this for quite a while, my friend, and you've really tried to make the best possible choice you can. Okay? Take a deep breath and understand that no matter what happens, it was meant to happen. But however, comma space, are you going to make a huge mistake? I don't think so. Because I think this is what you need to get you back out there to find that happy again. You need to get rid of whatever this is in order to move forward, for you to have your closure or your way of moving forward or whatever that is to you, you know? And it's about you understanding that you're doing this to try to be around more positively minded people. You're not trying to do this to hurt something or someone. You're just tired of living in the misery of whatever this decision is. And you want to be happy again. You want to be around happier people again. You don't want to keep walking around in this cloud of doom and gloom anymore. And I think that you know that this moment has been coming for a while, and no matter how you present it, no matter how you try to do this, one way or the other, it's going to happen with or without you. You might as well let it be by your choice rather than it being done to you. Okay? Just like a volcano has to build up that magma has to get red hot, that crust has to harden enough to build up that pressure, enough pressure to explode. And that's kind of what you're getting ready to do, is that explosion moment. Yeah, you might destroy one world to create another world. But did you ever stop to think that maybe that's what has to happen? That you need to be the catalyst here? Because that's the only way true growth can happen? And you're not doing it in a negative way, so I don't think it will be perceived as a negative thing. You're presenting that, hey, I'm going to go and do this big explosion moment. I've warned you of this explosion moment. And if you don't get off the island, or at least don't be on the side with me as we watch the lava pour down into our world, well, then you're going to get stuffed out. You know what I'm saying? So the warnings have been made. But the thing about it is does this bring you back to family, chosen family? Does it make you feel like you don't have to be the leader there? You don't have to be the follower there. You just have to be there. Be a part of the pack and include yourself in some of the decisions, but you don't have to be the one making all of the decisions. You don't have to be the one following all the decisions around like a puppy dog either. You have to remind yourself that you are choosing the family that you want, the experience that you want, by howling out to that moon, I am ready for what you have to give me. I hope you are willing to give me love, affection, and all of this, but if you're not, I have to be okay with that. This is about a lesson you've been trying to teach yourself for a while now, my friend. And I want you to ask yourself, are you finally done learning this lesson? Can you finally move on after this decision you want to make? Will this allow you that closure? Will this allow you to be able to move on, or will it not? The only mistake is that you aren't willing to at least... Okay, I don't know if you have an ad or not. I'm just waiting for the ads, just in case. Okay, I wanted to make sure I took a small break just in case you had ads there, Indigo. And I just wrote what you said. I know that it's going to feel like you're hurting someone that you love, right? I know that. But is this the lesson that you really needed to teach yourself? You're, like I said, you're not trying to do it out of a hurting place. You're doing it out of a really tough love place, I believe. And I don't think this is just your lesson to learn. And I think it's time you got your closure. And I don't think you should regret it. Because I think you've been trying to teach yourself something about this for a long time. And this is your crescendo moment. This is your moment where you surpass that thing and never do it to yourself ever again. That's what you're going to learn here. No matter what happens, you will learn how to overcome this and move past this and learn from it. It's going to hurt, but all things end. And all things hurt when they end, no matter how hard you try. No matter how good you put it, there's going to be hurt. If there was love ever there, there's going to be hurt. You know? The person you don't want to hurt anymore is yourself. You need to do this. I'm really feeling that I don't think this is a huge mistake. I think this is something you absolutely need to do. That's what I'm feeling. I think you needed to hear that too. I give you permission to do this. For you. Not for them, for you. Not for me, not for mommy, not for daddy. You. If this is what you need, then do it without regret. Any other questions? I think if you let it fester any longer, it's going to become a bigger problem. That's what I really do believe you. The last thing I want to tell you. If you let this fester any longer, it's going to become something you're going to have to work very hard to get rid of if you don't do it soon. You're welcome. You're very welcome. And you're welcome. I could take your reading for today. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help, okay? And sometimes, like I said, my guys, they look out for people and they will tell me when someone needs to hear something today, you know? So it was one more reading, I could do it. So I'm glad I could help you, Indigo. I hope that you are well. I hope that your life is well. Good luck with whatever happens next. Remember, I'm here for you if you need to talk about it, okay? Just remember that you can always come back into my chat and just talk about it if you need to, okay? From me to you, I love you. You're going to be okay. All right, let's see here. Let's see who we're going to go visit. I don't know. I'm not feeling that one today. I know I keep bugging her, but I'm just not vibing here for a second. Yeah. I don't know why I'm not vibing. We're going to go say hello to one of my other favorite readers out there, though. We're going to go to Tarot Streamer number 1. That would be Lyra TV. I keep rating her, but she's the only one on right now that I can see. So we're going to go start our raid off, guys. So we're going to go to Lyra TV. If you guys want to follow along with me, shouting out my girl. All right, that's where we're going to go. Love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Oh. See you tomorrow, guys. I'm out of here.